Hello, guys. How we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. We're still waiting for Paul to sort his internet out. He's having real problems. Literally, just as the show was about to go live at 12:30, he sent me this. Where was the picture? He sent me this. There you go, Paul. No internet. It's been going on for a good 40 odd minutes now. Looks like he is going to come on now. He's just sent me a text saying, "Okay, I've got it, and I'm coming on now." So it looks like he's going to be on. We've got loads to talk about today. We haven't been together for a little while. Obviously, he went on holiday, and I've had things like end of term parties and stuff like that, so I've not been available on a Saturday. As the tagline says, transfers, kits. I've got the new kit on right now. Me and Paul discussed that. I'm sure when he comes on. Pre-season as well, looking okay, reasonably well with my Barmer and stuff. But we'll be back, guys, straight after that little thing I have to do where I play our little preview. So hello, guys. I hope you're all doing well. I'll go into the comments quickly whilst we're waiting for Paul to join us. He shouldn't be too long. 25 watching. Hit that like button, guys. Dan says, can you... I'll assume he means Luke. Can you start tweeting out the planned start time? It's always guesswork when you're live. See, the thing is, Dan, it's when Paul wakes up. So, I'm usually up by about 6:30 every morning. And then I'll wait for him to send me a text to say, let's start the show. So it's mainly waiting for him to wake up to let me know when I can start the show. But here we go. Paul's in. He's got his headphones on, so I'm going to put mine on. Look, I've got a pair now as well.
Ooh. That's stuff. Yeah, sorry about the delay, lads. Absolute
That's fine, but...
computer nightmares. Yeah, I knew you were going to be wearing a new shirt, so I thought I can't wear it as well because then we'll both be wearing the same thing. So I'm wearing this instead for when we sign Mbappe.
Yeah, well, he's up for sale, mate, so we may as well.
Exactly, yeah, he's available. We've got money to spend, so,
Let's start with that, actually. Let's start with a new shirt. Yeah, I really like it, mate. I've got to say, it's the classic bubble design. Probably your first shirt as well when you was a kid. Yeah, I like
it. Not quite. It was close to it, but yeah.
Or was that not your first kit now?
It was the first one I actually had bought new, but I had I don't know. I can't remember what year it was. The BAC Windows one before that, which had the check pattern all over it with a little crossed hammers in the little boxes. That was the first West Ham shirt I had. But yeah, the centenary shirt, the Bubbles one, that was the first shirt I had bought specifically for me. The other one was like a hand-me-down. But yeah.
Yeah, I really like it, mate. I really like it. I'd love to get rid of this London. I think all of us want to get rid of that London, but it's a lovely.
Do you know what? I don't like the London's annoying, but the colours annoy me as well. Obviously when we were,
I'll stand up, mate, as you're guiding through it, and do a little thing as you're talking through the kit to people.
No, like when I'm just talking about the badge. Like when we were, go on then. When we were at the Olin, obviously we had the yellow castle. But I don't like the yellow hammers. I think when we've had kits recently where it's just a single colour, claret or blue or whatever, just a single colour badge or white, it looks much better. But yeah, it's a nice shirt. It looks a lot better in person. I think the neck's a little bit weird. I don't know. And if you are buying one, size up, because I'm normally wear a medium. I've got a medium, it's a little bit tight, so maybe size up. But yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. The home shirt, the away shirt could have been an absolute classic. Could have been a classic.
If I do buy it, which I probably will, it won't be with a Betway logo. I think it's a beautiful shirt without a Betway logo. That white badge, some people saying they don't like. I like that white badge with the silver. I think that's beautiful. I think that's really beautiful.
It's nice. 100%. You can't buy it with Betway because if you do, it just looks like you're wearing a Betway t-shirt. The silver badge. Good friend of the channel, Bowden's obviously in the chat. I think he was sending me pictures. It's like have you seen some of the clubs they've done badges recently, and it's that sort of reflective material. It changes colour. That sort of rainbow. It seems like it's like that. I think the only problem is, and don't get me wrong, I actually really like it. Sponsorless. I really like it sponsorless, but for thinking about commercial branding purposes, you can't see the badge.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have gone a claret hammers, maybe.
Yeah,
The hammers with
yeah,
claret
yeah.
on it.
You know, yeah. That do you know what? That actually would have been really nice if they had the rest of the badge silver and just the hammers itself claret, and everything else the same. That would have been, mate, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. That would have been unreal. But yeah, it's weird from a branding perspective because you can't see the badge.
Yeah.
But we'll need to see it in person and see what it actually looks like. But see, watching the highlights for the Dagenham game, it on camera, you can't see anything. All you can see is the Betway.
Yeah. Let's go down the comments quick. Let's start. We usually end with the comments. Let's start with the comments this week. Looks like the club are going about the transfers very good. They should have somebody lined up before the bottlers like Declan and that, and keep us waiting. Ooh, I'll say a lot of you would disagree, mate. What about you, mate? It's getting worrying.
It's unbelievably worrying. It's what, 3 weeks till the season starts. There's absolutely no chance we sign anyone and they're ready for the first game now. No chance. Possibly the first 2 games, we've got absolutely no chance of any new signings coming in. There's still loads of shouts about players leaving. Mate, this is really, really worrying. Really worrying.
Yeah, same person. The club should have had a replacement for Declan Rice before we let him go to the bottlers, and they messed up waiting about. Yeah, I said it. We should have done what Aston Villa did. You know, before they signed Grealish, they sold Grealish. Sorry, they signed Buendia, they signed Bailey, didn't they? Leon Bailey. And then they let him go to make it look like, oh, we're keeping Grealish. Everyone knows West Ham's got a pound note now. And, you know, Paulinho, 50 million bid rejected by all accounts. We're not going back in. And I hope we don't go back in. What about you, mate?
No. Not for that kind of money. You know, the thing is, apparently they're saying they want 80 million. Madness. And listen, don't get me wrong. I think that's really Fulham just saying we don't want to sell him. So
I think he's a good player. It's not me saying that Paulinho's not a good player and he would improve West Ham.
No, you can't spend that kind of money on him.
No, not when you can get Edson Alvarez for 45 million. You could potentially get Edson Alvarez. There was another one today, I see. Obviously, there's Zakaria that's constantly linked. That's gone very quiet. That's gone very, very quiet. Conor Gallagher, you can get for 40 million as well. You know, there are, without saying, you could get 2 players for that money. It's worrying. What do you make of the Moussa Diaby, mate, to bloody Aston Villa? How have we missed out on that?
Great signing.
That's his
Fantastic
former club.
Signing.
Leverkusen is Steiden's former club.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. Fantastic signing for them. You know, to be fair, it seems like they're actually making moves.
And Torres, great signing.
Yeah, Pau Torres is a fantastic signing. That's the problem. It's starting to feel like we're really starting to get left behind.
Missed out on Harvey Barnes now. He's gone to Newcastle. It's getting worried, mate. It's genuinely getting worried. That's when you end up with your Divock Origis and stuff like that coming to West Ham.
I mean, like reading the forums and everything, it sounds like there's nothing close. It sounds like there's absolutely
apart
nothing
from
close.
Borges. Borges is the only one.
Yeah,
close.
yeah,
Man City guy.
Yeah, but that's it. That's it. It sounds like apart from him, the only actual offer we've made on anyone that's you know in advanced stages that hasn't just been outright rejected is Zakaria. But like I said, that's gone very quiet. I'm guessing he's probably our sort of fallback option. If we can't get anyone else, he'll probably rock up towards the end of the window. Yeah, it's worrying. It is. You know, we struggled last season, and obviously we won the Conference League. Unbelievable, fantastic that we won that. But that did gloss over the league performance quite a lot, I think, and how bad we were. Since then, we've lost our best player, we've lost our captain, we've lost half our coaching staff. There's more players, first team players, that it seems that could well be leaving. We've signed nobody. We've done nothing.
Again, I don't like putting it all on Moyes, but I do think some of it is because Moyes has stayed, mate. I really do. There's this apparent transfer committee of Noble, Steeden, Moyes and Sullivan. And I think nothing's getting done. I think Steeden's coming with players and Moyes is going no. And Noble's probably on Steeden's side. And it's a mess. It's an absolute mess at the minute. Let's go in. Transfer business is a joke. Should have someone ready to go, have got their clock ticking, and the club would push on. Yeah, the fault, mate, again, there's nothing against Flynn Downs or anything. I'm going to have to take these off. They're burning my ears. The thought of Flynn Downs, Souček, and Paqueta in midfield for our first game is quite scary. No?
Yeah, it is.
I love Lucas, and I do like Downs, but actually, if you're going forward with that for 2 or 3 games, then all of a sudden you could be right down there after 3 games.
Yeah, no, it is worrying, and we haven't got an easy start. Yeah, it is worrying, and you think if there's an injury or something happens and one of those ain't available, then who comes in? Dan Potts. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see him involved around the first team.
Freddie Potts, isn't it? Freddie, not Dan.
Sorry, yeah,
Freddie.
Dan was the older brother, wasn't it? Dan was the defender. Yeah, sorry, Freddie Potts. Yeah, and yeah, fantastic to see him involved in pre-season. He looks really good, but he's not ready for the Premier League.
No, not yet. I'd like to see him get some minutes, but yeah, we can't be, banking our midfield on a kid at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Just before I go back in, mate, one kid I would be banking some on this year, though, mate, is listen, I'm waxing lyrical about this geezer. Divine Mubama, he's ready, mate. I don't care what anyone says, he's ready. He scored 3 and 3. He's big, he's strong, he's fast. A natural replacement, mate, for a man that could be going out the door with Mikel Antonio. I know a lot of people are saying, I don't want him to go. We need to take the option away from David Moyes of using Mikel Antonio. We do. I'm sorry, we do. Same as like if Souček went. That option needs to go, so he has to do something different. Yeah, from what you've seen from Divine, mate, is he ready for you, mate?
I agree. Yeah, 100%. And I completely agree. As a natural replacement for Antonio, again, it looks like he's been promoted.
He's a better finisher.
Yeah, he looks like he's been promoted to the first team squad, which is fantastic to see. Absolutely brilliant. And I do 100% want to see him involved this year. But again, there's no way that he can be. He can't be the man. Do you know what I mean? He can't be.
No, he can't be. Leading West Ham for 20 games, and then he goes on a run where he don't score for maybe 10 games, which every striker does. And then you start thinking, oh, bloody hell, he's not doing it. Like he can't. He needs to be allowed to be coming on 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe start in 10 games this year. Some of the European games, he can't be full on pressure for him. He's still only 18. No. He's a big lad for 18.
Exactly that. Yes, bring him on in games, give him some minutes, but yeah, there's no way that he should be seen as the man to lead the line. But it's worrying because if Antonio could be out the door, Scamacca could well be out the door, even here in Ings as well could leave. And then,
what's your thing on the Antonio situation? Then are you with me?
Yeah.
I'd like to see him gone. I want to see him go.
Yeah.
I do want to see him gone.
No, definitely. We've relied on him far too much. Don't get me wrong. He's been a good player for us. You can't deny that. He is our record Premier League goal scorer. As much as I hate that statistic, he is. You can't deny he's been a good player for us. But rip the Band-Aid off. 100%. Let him go. Move on. I think we've got like the oldest squad in the league.
We have now. Yeah, we have the oldest squad now. What about Cresswell then? Obviously, Cresswell linked with Wolves. Again, gone a bit quiet the last couple of days. Again, it's going to be contradictory. It's like, I'd love to see him get his 10th year. But then also, I don't want West Ham to be sentimental anymore. We've done that. We've done the sentimental stuff. Winston Reid ends up with a 7-year contract and don't play for 5 of them. If we could get 3 million for Cresswell, I think you sell him. And then you bring in a left back.
Yeah, I agree that I think if we get an offer, then we should sell him. I agree with that. But with regards to the old sentimental thing, like you say, that giving Winston Reid a ridiculous contract, that was stupid. We shouldn't have done that. But I do still like the fact that we have got that sentimentality. We have got that loyalty to players that have been with us a long time. Like Cresswell. He hasn't been the best, but he's still a great player to have around the squad. He's a vice captain, apparently great in the dressing room. I would say the same for Ogbonna. Does Ogbonna?
I would keep Oggy though.
But that's what I'm saying. You're keeping him. Yeah, he's still a good option to have. But Ogbonna now. He's not a first choice centre back.
No.
So
But I
you
think
are essentially
Oggie's
keeping him
got
for
more of
that
a role to
sentimental.
play than Oggie's got more of a role to play than Cresswell has.
Why?
On the pitch.
Why?
Because
We've only got 2 left backs.
A Gerd will go for the African nations. Zuma will only play 25 games, and then you're left with Kerr and Oggie.
Yeah, so we've only got 2, but we've only got 2 left backs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you buy another left back.
Yeah,
but Oggie's good enough to be that backup. Cresswell.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't know.
I think, like, for me, I've got no issue if he does stay as a backup. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him as first choice, but I've got no issue if he does stay.
I really don't want Antonio to stay. I don't, and people will be like, but it's like, no, that option has to be taken away from David Moyes, because all that will happen is his new plan, again, if he's playing this formation in pre-season he seems to be playing this 3-5-2 formation with 2 up front. If it don't work out, it's going to be Antonio back in, Souček back in.
I agree.
That's what will happen.
I agree.
If Antonio's not there, he can't do it. He has to, be forced to play Skamaka and Bowen or Skamaka and Mobama. No?
No, I agree.
Yeah. Go through some comments again. First time in years, I will be with my Rainy clan. Have seen my mob in years. If it ain't father's side, just trying to skip through a few here. A lot of stuff about season tickets. Oh, here we go. Any truth that we exhausted our first choices and now considering Lingard? God, wouldn't surprise me at all. You know where I can see him ended up? Probably somewhere like Inter Miami with Messi, because we're like Beckham and that. I can see him maybe ended up somewhere like that. It's all about the vibes, and it'd be good for his Instagram if he's got pictures with Messi. And I think Busquets went there as well, didn't he?
They're basically trying to sign the old because
I know Suarez is going there as well. I think.
So you got
I think Suarez is trying to go.
Messi, Busquets, Suarez. Where did Alaba go? I think they're trying to get him. I'm pretty sure they were trying to get Iniesta as well.
Oh, bloody hell.
So
even at that age, they just absolutely smashed that league to pieces.
Yeah,
because it's
Danny
still
Alves.
the class, isn't it? It's still the class. Yeah. Where were we? Oh, another name that keeps getting linked, mate. Yusuf El Nesri for the 3rd summer. Again, I like the guy. But I want Skamaka to stay. Do you think he'll stay? Part of me says yes, because he's been given the new shirt number.
So the only thing with that is I'm pretty sure the same thing happened with Chicharito. He got given the new squad number pre-season and he left anyway. I don't know, mate.
He don't. I love Skamaka, but he scored, didn't he, against Tottenham the other night? And he just sort of goes.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but
is that just his Italian thing? Is that just his image?
I think it's 2 things. I think first of all, that's just his personality, and second, it's a pre-season friendly against nothing really. Like, I know it was against Tottenham, but who really cares about scoring? And has scored a penalty in a pre-season friendly? Who really cares? So I don't mind that. But
he's looked sharp. He has looked sharp.
I do think he's
sharp
good
as well. Owen looks fantastic.
And I really want Skamaka to stay. I think if we get an offer, I think that's the problem. I think the Italian clubs don't want to put in a decent offer, and I think if we don't get a decent offer, he stays. But I think if one of those Italian clubs do come in with a decent offer, I think he'll go.
Yeah, they're saying today's rumour was Juventus are prepared to pay 36, I think it was, because they're going to lose Chiesa and
Vlahovic.
Vlahovic, who was linked with West Ham, yeah, I bet.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And
let's 100%. We'll do a swap deal. We'll get Vlahovic. We'll get Mbappe as well to play on the wing. He might have to be back up to Benrahma for a bit until he acclimatises to English football.
Yeah.
No, can't throw him in straight away.
I would love to see Man City come in for him. Mbappe, I would love it. Can you imagine? That's illegal. That front three is illegal. Mbappe, Grealish, and Haaland. Like, no, you may as well just go. Nah, we're not playing him.
Who did they just leave? Lose Mahrez just left, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. He's so good.
Yeah, I was surprised how old he was. He's like 32, is he?
Yeah, but they're saying Alvarez will probably play on the right hand side this year for them. But even if Mbappe goes Real Madrid, mate, Vinicius and bloody Mbappe, that's illegal as well. Like, that's illegal. What?
Yeah.
Bellingham in the midfield.
If he's going anywhere, that's where he's going. If he's going anywhere, that's where he's going. He's going Real Madrid. You know, they've lost Benzema as well. Like the stars are aligning. Do you know what I mean? For that to happen.
Yeah. It'd be great to see as well. Be great to see. Just a funny question to break up a little bit. What is everyone's favourite Spice Girls song? What was their second song? Two Become One.
Two Become One was their second song. Yeah, that was their second song.
Oh no, I don't like that song. No, I don't like that song. The one where they were in like the black leather on the desert.
Oh, that was quite later. That was No, that's you think Say You'll Be There. Is that what
Say You'll Be There? Yeah, Say You'll Be There. Yeah, it's that song. Yeah, Say You'll Be There. I like that one.
The best Spice Girls song is Viva Forever.
Yeah, that's the most probably least commercial, isn't it? Like, it's actually like a real song.
Yeah, they did one that quite late on. It's I think it's a Dark Child produced one. That was quite a good sort of R&B song as well. Yeah.
What about the Victoria Beckham and Dame Bowers one?
Oh, what tune?
Yeah,
Out of Your Mind. Yeah, absolute track.
That was a good one. Actually, Mel C and Bryan Adams, I really like that song.
She had really good songs. Like, this is some random podcast now. Cheers, the Mel C song with Lisa Lopez, unreal, brilliant song.
Yeah, no, they were good. Got a feeling we aren't going to sign anyone. So we ain't getting anyone in, and the ball then blaming other clubs, asking for too much money and putting our youngsters in, saying that's what everyone wanted. Wouldn't surprise me, mate, if that is part of their game. You know, we tried, and they knew by putting Rice up for sale the day after we had won the cup, it automatically alerts clubs that West Ham are going to have money. It wouldn't surprise me. But we do know, just to relax all of us, we know that West Ham are renowned for doing their business late.
Yeah,
but I think we're missing big targets.
It's worrying. I mean, it's worrying because we have seen it before. Was it not last January before, we signed nobody. So we have seen it before, but you just think, what's the end game? You know, it doesn't make sense for the board not to spend any money, because realistically, there's a good chance that we could be in a relegation battle again. Let's not forget, we were in a relegation battle the entire season last year.
Wouldn't surprise me at all, mate.
Yeah, so that's weird. It's a weird.
It's weird because I don't know, mate. That you watched the whole of the Tottenham pre-season game, and I know it's pre-season, but God, we were terrible in that game. And you know, they didn't. Apart from the formation, I didn't see anything different. Did you?
No, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. The style of play is exactly the same. You know, I mean, we won them. Yes, it's great. You know, we beat Tottenham. Mate, they should have scored 10. They absolutely
played lovely football.
Battered us. Like, they absolutely battered us. We gave up something stupid like 30 shots. If you're giving up 30 shots against teams in the Premier League, bearing in mind that was their first game of the season. That was the first game they played. They hadn't played any friendlies before that.
I know we played a lot of kids. To give us a bit.
We didn't. We played. I think in the first half we played like 3 kids.
Yeah. Then the second half, you know, we changed the whole team, didn't we?
No. The second half started. We made no changes at half time. They changed their entire team. I think they made I think they changed 11 players at half time. We didn't change anyone at half time. It wasn't until later on in the game we brought more of the kids on.
So I watched the second half.
But it was awful. It was absolutely shocking. You know, it's the same. It's exactly the same. It's get it to the wing, cross it. Get it to the wing, cross it. Get it to the wing, cross it.
And then they only look good.
Awful.
But one man we hope stays, another one who could leave to Real Betis, Pablo Fornells, mate. When he's played in the middle, Look at the passing ability. He's arguably one of the best passers in our team.
He is. He
Yeah.
absolutely is. You know, and it's so frustrating. You even saw it against, like I say, I only saw the highlights for Dagenham that got put up on YouTube. But even that, it's the same every time. Get it wide, cross it in. Get it wide, cross it in. What really wound me up as well about the Tottenham game, because I did get to see the whole game of that, obviously, where it was streamed. First half, we did play 2 up front. We had Mubama and it was Mubama, wasn't it? Mubama and Ings up front.
Yeah.
In the first half, and you're thinking, oh, hang on, something different. Danny Ings, completely different player when he had someone up and around him. Completely different player.
Because he occupies the other defender.
But then we brought Skamaka on, and we went back to 1 up front and left him completely isolated. I don't understand, mate. It's like, are they trying to wind him up? Are they trying to force him out? Why would you play 2 up front and then bring on Skamaka, who works best when there's players around him, switch to 1 up front and leave him completely isolated? Yeah, it's worrying, mate. There's nothing that I've seen pre-season that suggests we're going to.
Bowen looks amazing, and Mubama looks brilliant as well for me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the style of play.
Yeah, in terms of style of play. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about the style of play.
Performances have been quite good. Some of them. Emerson looks really sharp as well, actually, as well. But yeah, very worrying, especially where we are linked with Divock Origi, and Jesus Christ, I don't want him to come in. I really don't. Any truth that Aaron Lennon has been persuaded to come out of retirement? Oh, I hope not. What about Isbran? Just quickly, mate, before I go back. Sorry, mate.
It wouldn't surprise me the way West Ham's going at the minute.
36-year-old mate, just retired not retired, just out of contract for Marseille. Yes or no for one last dance?
Do you know what? For the sheer outlandishness of it, I'd say yeah. Why not? Let him come back.
It won't happen. I think he'll go to Saudi or America or something like that.
No, of course it won't happen. But if he did come back, as an option to play in the Europa games, in cup games, obviously he's never going to be starting Premier League games.
No.
Why not? Just for
that's what I thought, actually. Is like you say, mate, for Europe, he was never about pace anyway. It was just that he had that. He was a genius, absolute genius. And if you got him and Ward Prowse standing over a free kick in the Europa League final, you got a good chance that it's going in. So would I take him back as a romantic? Yes, but realistically, no. I don't think we should be taking him back either. I really don't.
Did you see?
Ryan said it. Go on, mate.
I was just going to say, talking about free kicks, did you see Ben Rama's free kick against Dagenham?
Yeah, it was unlucky when it hit the bar. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, that's it. I was just going to say.
Yeah, Ryan on West Ham Fan TV, their Friday Night Pint, said if you was asking him about Arnie coming back, though, he would potentially take him back because he fits Moyes' system.
But when was the last time on Arnautovic? I mean,
he was good in the World Cup, though. Arnie played quite well in the World Cup.
Yeah. I don't know.
But no, we need to move on from that. We do need to. Listen, I think we missed the boat with Ivan Toney. I really do. I think we should have signed him a couple of years ago. But obviously we've missed that window now as well. I don't know. But is there a striker that you look at and think, yeah, West Ham could probably go and get him? Jonathan David for me.
Yeah, I mean, David is if we want that type of striker in that sort of Antonio mould, David to me he seems like an obvious choice, but we won't pay the money for him.
But there must be something there that that why are other clubs not going in for him then? The fact that West Ham are not gone in for him, and it ain't like, we've missed out on him because he's gone to a Villa, for example, or a Newcastle. There must be something there that why are clubs not going in for him?
That's a good point.
Because he's very highly rated. You usually find that though, don't you? Like there's certain players where it's like, why didn't he move though?
That's a good point.
Matt Rainey says, I'm going to do a FIFA now with Conor Gallagher, Max Aarons, Jonathan David, Jay Lings, Payet, and chucking Mbappe as he is unhappy. Come on, West Ham. JP says, how are we all doing? Not too bad, mate. 3 weeks to my holiday. I can't bloody wait. Get me out of this bloody country for a couple of weeks. Lucas chained himself to the gates and isn't starting the podcast until we sign someone. Whoa, I've gone far too far there. Sorry, guys. You mug buying the shirt. Oh, yeah, I'm West Ham. It's not for the club, it's for me. I like wearing the shirts. Gone from get the badge in the JD bag. I know, I just ripped it off of one of the bags that you used to take to school when you was a kid. The dishcloth kit for Paul. Hey, that's a PSG kit, mate. That's a PSG kit. What was you saying about that Messi kit in Miami, mate? Like just absolutely.
Mate. So I'm talking about being a mug. Messi is the greatest player of all time. He's my favorite player of all time is Del Piero. Messi is a very close second. You know, he's my absolute favorite player now. And I wanted to get Messi Miami shirt. Gone on to Adidas. Can only get them from Adidas. Gone on to Adidas. The home shirt, I don't really like the home shirt. It's just a pink polo shirt. Not too keen on that. The away shirt's lovely. It's black with sort of pink trim. On the Adidas website, if you want to buy an Inter Miami away shirt with Lionel Messi on the back, you have to pre-order it. You have to go in a wait list and hope that it comes up in your size.
Oh, wow.
It costs. So for the MLS shirts are weird. You see in Europe, so Nike, they do an authentic version. They do a player spec version of the kit, and then they do a stadium version of the kit, a fan version of the kit. Adidas do it as well, but they're the same shirt. They look the same. It's just they're different materials, different cut. In the MLS, the MLS shirts, they do the same thing. They have an authentic shirt and they have a stadium shirt, but they're not the same shirt. They look different. They're different style.
The stadium shirt is all tight and got all the little lines in it, isn't it?
Yeah, no. So that's the authentic, the player issue. That's what I'm saying. So in the European clubs, they're still the same shirt. So this is just a stadium shirt, right? The player version of this shirt is exactly the same. It's just different materials, but it looks the same. In the MLS, the shirts are completely different. They look different. They have different collars. They have different patterns. They're just completely different shirts. So I wanted the authentic shirt, right? So anyway, long story short, for me to pre-order a Lionel Messi Inter Miami away shirt, an authentic one, so it actually looks the same shirt, £130. I'm on a waiting list, and there's no chance of me getting it until November.
Bloody hell. I should try and get you one when I'm in Orlando in 3 weeks' time. If there's any about. What's their team? I don't think they've got a football team, Orlando.
There is an Orlando team. There is is it Orlando Rapids or something?
Like that.
Orlando
Rapids, maybe.
There is an Orlando.
Their basketball team. What's their basketball team? Magic, isn't it? Orlando Magic.
Orlando City, yeah. It's a purple badge. I knew the badge. It's Colorado Rapids, isn't it? And then is that a football team or is that
Raptors?
Something else.
Raptors.
No, Raptors is different. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway.
John says, I read today that the only signing lined up is Borges. Not bidding higher for Polina and no other targets line up. What is going on? I do not know. What do you make of this Borges guy, mate? Have you seen any videos of him? I've only seen videos. Apparently the best player in the under-21 league last year, Premier League 2, whatever it's called. One thing I will say, he looks quick. He does look very, very quick.
Yeah, he does. And he looks... I'll tell you what, you talk about Antonio replacements. He's got the same style of play as well. Again, just watching highlight clips. I've never seen him play in a match, but just watching highlight clips of him. He's strong, powerful. He does the same thing as Antonio, where he sort of kicks and chases a little bit, but he's got more control than Antonio. He seems like he does it with a plan, whereas Antonio just don't know how his legs work.
I think spending 14 million on him as well makes me think that he will be around the first team. Like this isn't 14 million and you're going into the youth squad.
No.
And to do that.
We couldn't. Not only could we not afford to do that, why would he want to move to West Ham to play in the? Why would he go from Man City's youth team to West Ham's youth team? It makes no sense. So yeah, if we buy him, he's coming in to be around the first team. Absolutely ridiculous numbers at youth level, crazy numbers at youth level. I don't think he's ever made a senior appearance. So
No, I don't think he has. He's played. Apparently, he did play in a pre-season game earlier on, like a couple of weeks ago, and he wasn't that great. But pre-season's pre-season, and maybe in his head he knew he was going to West Ham, and there's bits of that.
So he's exciting. It's an exciting one, but again, I don't think people should get too carried away.
No. Again, under Moyes, I wouldn't get too excited as well, and I think that's the issue as well. I like the signing. People are saying, "Oh, why would Man City let him go?" He is in the last year of his contract. Man City can get 14 million. By all accounts, they've put a buyback clause in, which will probably be around, 45, 50 million maybe for him. What do you make of that? I don't think it's a bad thing. If we end up getting 45, 50 million pound in 2 years' time, that means this guy's been absolutely fantastic for us, and we would have had a fantastic player. So, and maybe that's the only way West Ham can get a player like that at the moment.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, like you say, it means that if they activate the buyback clause, it means he's done a good job for us. And even if there is no buyback clause and he's fantastic for us and he ends up worth that money, someone else will come and buy him anyway.
Exactly, yeah. I'm just going to stop the show there. Just checking the viewers there. Oh, it's just gone down, but it did hit the magical 100. So that was quite nice to see 100 watching there. What we got here? JP says the finances aren't as restricted as currently you were saying. If you know how to add and the research, I look forward to your video, mate. When you do them videos, they're usually very interesting. But yeah, I think the finances are a bit. They're using excuses, I think, a little bit. Apart from Rice, apparently. We will soon need to replace Antonio and Cresswell. I'd happily get rid of them and Souček, but not if we aren't replacing. That is a problem, like Paul said, didn't you, mate? You said it's all good selling, but you've got to leave yourself with bloody no one. Yeah. Dan agrees with me and you. Obama looks like a grown man, which is usually a problem with the kids. Yeah, that's it. You look at a Potts who looks nice, he looks neat and tidy, but you can tell that he's a kid, where Obama, he looks like a man and he will probably get a lot bigger. By the time he's 22, he will be a big, big man. So, he looks ready. He does look ready. We can live and dream, mate. We can live and dream. Can you imagine Skamaka and Devine together? I'd love to see it. Would love to see it. I think Bowen's going to play up front as well. I've got a feeling that Bowen might play up front.
So who plays on the right then? We ain't got any cover for Bowen as it is.
It's a good point, actually. It's a good point, mate. Yeah, it's a good point.
We've got no cover for Bowen as it is. So, I mean, that's the thing. That's something you could say about that Borges is he's left-footed. So maybe he comes in as cover for Bowen on the right. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, will Moyes start going for natural wingers, not inverted wingers that actually play right foot on the right foot and left on the left?
Can't see it. Why would he change now?
Yeah. We need a centre-back for AFCON. We needed to upgrade both fullbacks. If we just replace Rice with the others alongside Souček, then we're weaker than last season. We need 2 top midfielders. Worried. Who would your top 2 be, mate? With the ones we've been linked with, I've said mine, Alvarez and Conor Gallagher with Paqueta, I think would be fantastic. I really do. Is there anyone that you've seen or sort of do you agree with what I said?
I obviously I think the Paulinho, which we know isn't going to happen now, which is a shame. I think he would have been perfect as that sitting, holding midfielder.
Yeah.
Really good Premier League experience. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, unfortunately. I actually really hope we do end up going in for Zakaria. I think he could be a bit of a gem, I do. I think he could be a bit of a gem. As far as the likes of, Gallagher is a good player. You like your Ward-Prowses, doesn't really excite me, to be honest. There's no one else I've really seen that's got me thinking, oh, yeah, definitely, let's go and get them.
Well, is there anyone in the current squad then that you think could go in? Like we talk about Pablo Fornals, playing in that number 10 role. Would he get that chance, though?
I mean, he's the obvious one, isn't he? Pablo's the obvious one to put in there. But I can't see it.
What about Onana? That's the name that, comes and then it goes and then it comes back again.
I think he'd be fantastic. I don't think but he's already turned us down twice. I don't.
Yeah,
I just.
because of Moyes.
Yeah. I can't see that happening. I can't see that happening. I think he would be great. I think he'd be a great signing, but no, I can't see it happening.
We have done the sentimental with Moyes. Keeping him is mad. I think. Yeah, I think we can all say that. Only sell Cresswell if we get someone in. Also can play in a free at the back. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. Cresswell can play a free at the back. What's with the PSG shirt? Lose a bet? No.
So again, yeah. So anyone who doesn't know, and I did see there's another comment about shouldn't be wearing other colours. I'm a shirt collector. I've got a couple hundred football shirts. I love football shirts. I just think they're great. I just love football shirts. I collect them. I would never ever buy or wear another English team.
Yeah.
Never. Not even Prem English. I would never wear another English team shirt. Never. And I don't. I like the shirts. I don't support PSG. I don't follow PSG. I just like the shirts.
Yeah. Sometimes as well, I think it can be, that you like a player as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like sort of with the French side of my family, I would probably wear an Mbappe PSG shirt because Mbappe's my boy. He's the French man. Do you know what I mean?
But yeah, I've got, like I say, I've got a couple hundred shirts. I've got obviously I've got nearly every West Ham shirt, but I've got there are certain teams that I do like. I like Barcelona again. Messi's my favorite player. I've got loads of Barcelona shirts, loads of Juventus shirts again because of the Del Piero link going back. But yeah, I've got loads of shirts that mean different things. I lived in Mallorca for 7 years. I've got a few Mallorca shirts, got loads of Spain shirts for the same reason. I've got loads of Italy shirts. Family,
you will never see me in an Italy shirt. Though. You will never ever see me in an Italy shirt.
I do own a France shirt.
But never worn it.
I've worn it. Do you know what? It's actually a really nice shirt. I would love it if I, a Zidane France shirt maybe. But yeah, like I say, mate, I just I collect football shirts. I like football shirts. As I say, I would never wear or buy another English team.
No.
But yeah, there you go.
Who out of these players will still be here at the end of the window? Coventry, Johnson, Vlasic, Cresswell, and Antonio? Most likely to be there. I would say Cresswell.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think there's a solid chance they'll all go. I haven't heard much about Johnson leaving. I know I think we're probably open to him leaving, but I haven't heard any.
I don't think he's played, has he? Has he been playing? Has he played any pre-season games?
No.
Yeah, I think he's gone. Yeah. Declan Rice made his first start yesterday and got absolutely pelted by the Arsenal fans. There you go. Welcome to Arsenal, mate. Welcome to Arsenal. Mubama can do the Antonio role if worse comes to worse. Listen, David Moyes thinks Antonio is the best striker that's ever lived. So, big shoes to step into. Ian Mason, the man for left back. Oh, yes, sorry, I forgot to mention him. Harewood Blessy. I'll put that in our chat to mention it, and I forgot. Centre back striker, David, and midfield Billing, McTominay, and Borges. Let's go through some of them names. Harewood Bellis is the under-21 Man City player who lifted the under-21 Euros with England a few weeks ago. Again, I think be a great signing. I do. I think he looked fantastic. He's a captain, young as well. Again, anyone who seems to come through that Man City academy, Douglas Luiz, Lavia at Southampton. Listen, just because you're not getting in that Man City team does not mean you're a bad player. You're trying to get in front of generational players like Rodri, De Bruyne, that Borges has got to try and get in front of Foden and Grealish. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, what do you make that, mate?
Yeah, great link, and it's brilliant to see us linked to these sort of top tier youth players. It really is. It's great to see us linked with these players. It's great to see us bringing in these players, but again, we all, as well as that needs to be an and. We need first team players and these players. Do you know what I mean?
What about them other two there? Billing, big guy from Bournemouth. Not inspiring. McTominay, though, I like McTominay. I think he'd be really good for us. I really do. What about you?
I do as well. Yeah, I like McTominay. And I agree. Actually, I think he'd be good for us. It's I think he'd be decent under Moyes as well. This is a big thing. We haven't mentioned him. No one else has mentioned him, but Harry Maguire as well. You know, I think he would be, if we brought in Harry Maguire to play under David Moyes, I think he'd be a brilliant player for us. Although I wouldn't want to pay any good money for him.
The problem with Harry Maguire, and I know I was sort of saying real good things about him. Could hear your cat in the background.
Nuts.
It's on the window. The thing with Harry Maguire is I get the feeling that if he came to West Ham, he would feel like he's doing us a favour. And I don't want players like that. You know, you come to West Ham, you should be honoured to wear the shirt. You don't want to play this like, oh, I'm doing you a favour. I'm taking a step down. I don't want that attitude. Can't understand why we can agree on all these players leaving, but can't agree on a signing. Very true, mate. Apparently, Dan Juma has now been announced by Everton. Yeah, very underused by Tottenham last year. I don't know what went wrong there. Late as usual, boys. Good show, Luke and Paul. Nice comb. Guess you've been mates a long while. Nice comb. Nice show. Shirt needs a touch of white.
I think it means nice combination.
Oh, combination. I was thinking, what is he taking a piss out of me?
I won't say nothing.
That'll work. Sanderberg will be one we eventually end up with midfield. God, I hope not. Alvarez, the man that not good enough to play for West Ham at Moyes at his best. Yeah, I really want Alvarez, but it just doesn't look like it will happen. Spice Girl's question was a
Who
question
says, mate, I need to get rid of this cat.
that should never be answered in public. I'll go through the comments while we're waiting for Paul. Maybe they're selling what they can before new owners take over. Yeah, asset stripping now. I've been accused of that before. I reckon if we lose 6 games on the bounce, P45 for Moyes, big time. Yep, definitely. I think he's on borrowed time now. I'm sick of us going into the first few games of every season without new signings, being settled and ready to go one day, catch up football. Yep. No worries about players leaving for me. So glad liability Cresswell is going. Totally won't miss him. Lanzini upset. But if we play Alvarez instead and Connor, way better than Moyes. Paulinho is a good player if we get the right price. Let's have a look here. Razor Hammer says, Ball Bellis in with Alvarez, and then left back, and we're on our way. Won't miss Ings or Ant with Mobama and Skamaka staying. We still need some backup, though, if that was the case. Right, this is his starting 11, mate, what he thinks for the first game. Ariola, Emerson Agurd, Zuma, Soufal, Downs, Paqueta, Benny, Bowen, Ings, and Skamaka. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? It's all right.
Yeah, I don't think we will. I don't think we'll see 2 up front. But yeah, I
don't think you'll see, if Souček's still at the club, there is no way that David Moyes doesn't play his boyfriend. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think this is the thing as well. You know, I keep seeing loads of people saying online, "I would be all right." You know, we've still got a decent team and putting out 11s that might be starting. That's brilliant until we need to make a sub.
Yeah. If Souček's still there, he was at fault for the goal yesterday. I don't know if you see the highlights. You know, he got caught. I don't know. Ariola was awful for the goal as well. But you know, we can't have Souček. We can't. We haven't got Declan Rice to save him anymore. We ain't got Declan Rice that when he makes an error, is going to cover him and pick the ball out.
if we're going to stick with Souček, if we're going to play Souček, we need someone else to do that defensive work.
Well, he's just got to do the nuisance Fellaini role then. You know, just be in both boxes, causing havoc, because he can't do anything with his feet.
But that's the thing, you know, that's what he was when he first signed, and he was great for us in that role. So if we're going to keep him and he's going to be in the first team, that's the role he needs to have. Yeah.
109 people are watching. Guys, if you're not a subscriber, just take this minute to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well. It'd be nice to get to 100 likes for this show. I was at the Spurs game. Wow, you went all the way to Aussie. Lucky you, mate. And I thought we were okay in the first half. And as for Skamaka goal, I think the reason he never looked excited was because he knows that Moyes won't change and he will be isolated. Very good point there, mate. Very good point. Payet, even at his best with Slav, my favourite, would never play with Moyes here. Imagine him or Di Canio playing with Moyes' style. It's very true, mate. Very true. We could have Erling Haaland up front, mate, and he wouldn't score any goals for us. That's a good, funny one. I don't think that Payet's missus would allow him to come back here. No, I don't think so either. If we go for another striker, then I would either go for David or Thuram. Yeah, I like Thuram as well. Cresswell, the biggest liability, boys. Look at his stats. Times he was caught out, and Benny or Fornells has to do his job. No, I agree with that. I do. For years, he has been the weak link in the team. Play that high ball over, gets done in the air, gets done for pace. I'm not bothered if he goes. I really ain't. Still ain't forgiving him for the Lyon and the Frankfurt, to be honest with you. We should be pretty excited about the future. Obama has gotten stronger and looks close to ready. Chester's, Potts and Liang look only 2 years away. Urfi already has Premier League skills. Some stuff about Payet here. Payet had a contract until 2024, but Marseille terminated it because he's not good enough for the French League anymore. So how the hell is he good enough for the Prem? Yeah, we were just saying for Europa League it would be fun, just someone who can maybe bang a free kick in Europa League. But no, I wouldn't have him. Unbelievable how delusional some fans are. The Orlando blooms. Let's have a look here. Sorry, mate. Got a bit quiet there. Here we go. So someone's done a little review there. Borges is quite small, 5'5", not in the Antonio role for me, more of a flying winger. But I doubt Moyes will give him much game time. I don't know. For 14 million, I think we might be seeing him off the bench. Already talked about it, Luke, in the news roundup video. Anything else? You see any comments, mate, that are interesting? Viewers went down when we started talking about Spice Girls. Here we go. This one's quite good. Can't get too many in as new owners who put Tim Stidden in place, and he wants Alonso as coach, who then gets his own ones in without the Moyes interference. Sully, thoughtfully, yeah. Many thought that the club would be sold by now, and I think even Sullivan maybe thought the club was sold. And if David Gold wouldn't have died, I think the club would have been sold by now. Do you not think, mate?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's definitely complicated matters. I don't know if this is true. I can't believe that it is true, but I was reading that apparently he didn't even leave a will.
Oh, really?
But I've read that. I don't know how true that is. It seems crazy to me if that is
for
true.
Someone who's worth that much money, surely, yeah.
But yeah, I do think that has complicated things, and his shares and the options, and then obviously it was Jacqueline, wasn't it? His daughter died as well, not long after. A terrible thing. Yeah, and I definitely do think that's muddied it
held
it
up a bit, and it's held it up, yeah. Man City fans are not happy after losing two of their youngsters. They're absolutely losing it online, apparently. Ken Ammers, usually right, says Everton were looking at Johnson. I heard Arsenal were looking at him at one point as well. Scott, they must understand Pep had Foden and Grealish before him and defenders too. So why they must leave with buyback scores first is great for us. I agree. Just trying to see if there's anything else here. I couldn't give a toss about England, but Harry Maguire's far and away been England's best player over the past 5 years. I don't know, Jude Bellingham, mate. Where are you off to on your holiday, Luke? I'm off to Disneyland, mate. My daughter thinks we're going to Spain now, so I have to keep it secret. He who should not be named has been man in the match almost every time he played for England, but Maguire better for his cut. Obviously, that's the talk about Muller man. If you think Paul's shirt is bad, take a look at the brilliant salesman who sold Russ He's top on the West Ham site. I would love him selling stuff in the market for me. I'm not seeing it, mate. I'll be honest with you. Steiner and Moyes have opposite strategies, maybe clashing Deland signings. I think one of them will eventually go. How long do you think Moyes will be given, mate? That's one for you. You know, how many games before they get twitchy and Steiner just goes, if he is the one...
If it's a disastrous start, I mean, disastrous, and we like lose the first 10 games, obviously he's gone straight away. I think they'll do everything they can to give him the season. But if it looks bad, I could see him being gone at Christmas or just before Christmas.
Yeah. Is Paul going to Europa League final in Dublin next year? Going to give us a wave again? If
we're there, I'll be there. If we're there, I'll be there. Not as far to travel this time either. I'm just outside Belfast.
Yeah, you could just drive, yeah. Oh, sorry. What else we got here? Moyes has until December. First 6 games are awful for us. Moyes has December. Right, that's that for now. In terms of captain, mate, who do you think then? You know, if we haven't bought one by the start of the season, I really hope it ain't Thomas Souček, who was captain yesterday, mate.
It probably will be. I mean, Cresswell's current vice captain, but he's not probably going to be starting games, and he could be leaving anyway. So if Moyes decides that Cresswell is his first choice left back, then it will be Cresswell. I hope that's not the case. If it's not Cresswell, it will be Souček. It will, because we know that Moyes won't drop him. We know that Moyes wants to play him every single game. It's in a good position, in a good part of the pitch. He captains the international side. It all makes sense. You know, there's a lot of stuff there.
I wouldn't mind Bowen being it.
I don't know about Bowen. I don't know. I don't know.
I think because of that winning goal, you know, I think he's really bought into the club now as well. I think he could do it.
But as captain, I don't know. He goes missing a lot. I don't know. He goes missing a lot. The face of the club now is going to be Paqueta. You know, you can see that through the marketing. They're pushing Paqueta. But a Gerd or Kehrer, I think Kehrer could be a brilliant captain, but he's not established himself. Yeah, he's not established himself.
I think if the stuff with Zuma wouldn't have happened, I think it would have been Zuma. With a cat. I think if Zuma wouldn't have done the cat thing, I think he would have been captain. There is no way we are getting past Liverpool and Brighton to win a Europa League. We said that about Seville, mate. We got through. I know we didn't win it in the end, but you know, we've beat Seville, whose cup it was, basically the Seville Cup.
I think we need to hope they go out to other teams first.
Yeah, we're not going to win it. I think we'll get out the group and maybe last 16 and maybe quarterfinal, but I don't think we'll go much further than that. JP says Bowen's personality isn't strong enough.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Even though I said I wouldn't mind him as captain, you could argue that he hasn't quite got that. Actually, can see Moyes picking Fab as captain. Meanwhile, Areola needs to start. Please. Paqueta for captain. Feed that ego. The thing is, he's gone next summer. He is. If you believe what you read on the Claret and Hugh thing, I know JP sort of said it. By all accounts, West Ham will need to sell a star every summer for about 3 years. So, Rice, Paqueta, Bowen.
Or the board actually injects some money into the club, but that's not going to happen, is it? So
no, it's not. It's not. Anything else West Ham related, mate, that you've seen or?
No, not really. You've got rubbish rumours about players that nothing really seems to be happening with.
I can't believe we're not bidding for more players. By all accounts, the only player we have bid for is Borges and Polina. We've not bid for Alvarez. We've not bid for Ward-Prowse. We've not even bid for Maguire. Do you know what I mean? Are we actually going to bid some money? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know, mate. We've got no players. We've had coaches leave that we haven't replaced.
Yeah, that as well. Forgot about that.
So I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't want to leave this on a downer, but yeah, it's worrying.
No. There's a couple of other things. Let's not forget we really need players, and we will lose players in the African nations. Yeah, we're going to lose quite a few as well. Please, please, please get Cresswell gone. 3 million is a steal. If we make all those stars and keep signing like the young City players, we'll become bright, and that ain't so bad. No, I agree. The team that Scott mentioned earlier is weaker than us. That will not end well. One thing I did forget, mate, this off West Ham topic now, guys. Mate, I forgot that it's Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford this Saturday, mate. 29th. Arguably one of the biggest fights ever, potentially, made at the right time. Maybe could have been 2-3 years before the car accident. But, mate, what a fight that is. What a fight that is. That's a proper fight.
I think that's the thing that, you said it there. It's happening at a good time as well, which is so rare to see in boxing now, and the big names actually fighting each other. Absolutely love to see it. Yeah. Because we haven't seen it anywhere near enough in recent years. We really ain't. Yeah. Huge fight. I couldn't call it.
No, I think I really like Crawford. I'd like to see Crawford knock him out. Even though I like Spence, I think Crawford, when he hits you, you've been it. It's one of them ones, isn't it? Right, I'm going to wrap it up here. 7 a.m. in Canada. Got to get some breakfast for the family. Cheers, guys. Yep, nice for joining us. Right, anyone who has joined us today, if you've enjoyed the show, please hit that subscribe button before you leave. And more importantly, do hit that like button as well, because, it helps with the algorithms and stuff like that. One more comment here. Been saying it for a while. I thought I would do Rice with Kerr and move him to defensive midfield and bring in a left back and right back with Zuma and a Gerd behind him. I think that would work. Would you make that, mate? Kerr in midfield?
No, I don't think so. No, not for me. I don't think he's. I like Kerr a lot. I think he's better as a right back than he is as a centre back. I don't know. I just haven't seen anything that, to me, he's got a good passing range.
Didn't he? He did get better.
No. Listen, I like him a lot. And for me, he would be our starting right back. I would start Kerr at right back. I think he's better. I like him better at right back than I do centre back. His ideal position is probably on the right side of a back three. But I haven't really seen anything that makes me think, he could play in midfield. It's a completely different game.
Yeah. We're going to leave it there, guys. We've still got a couple of pre-season games left. I think we play, I'm going to say Rennes or something like that. A French team.
Yeah. Stade Reims. It's the what's his name's team, isn't it?
Is it Will Steele's team?
Yeah.
So we played them. And maybe we are playing our future managers team in Bayer Leverkusen as our last friendly. Could this be Xavi Alonso having a little look? Because it wouldn't surprise me if he is our manager in a few months' time. But yeah, we'll leave it there, guys. Me and Paul will be back. I'm off now, so any players we do sign, I can do a video straight away. I don't have to wait till I get home. There'll be a few podcasts up until the start of the season. Then I go away for 2 weeks, and then we'll be back to normal. Until next time, guys, come in your irons. Please hit that subscribe button. Let's go.
Cheers.